Unfortunately, if you have two convictions or more within 10 years in the San Francisco Bay Area for DUI, you're not going to be able to get a work restricted license. You can, however, get a different type of permit or restricted license. They will allow you to get an ignition interlock license, and you're going to have that on your car for at least a year and until you finish the multiple offender DUI school, which is typically an 18-month program. So sometimes what we do, if it looks like there's most likely going to be a suspension as we're fighting the case with court and DMV, is we get our client to sign up for the multiple offender program early so that they don't have to have the ignition interlock device on their car as long. We can do a lot of things with timing. One of the problems when you don't hire someone who does mostly DUI defense in the county that your case is in, or they just do general criminal defense, not mostly or exclusively DUIs like I do, they don't know about the timing of these things. And you can end up having that interlock on your car for much longer, months or potentially a year more longer than you actually need to have it. The good news with the second offense DUI, and when there is a conviction or I should say a suspension, and you have to have an ignition interlock device on your car, is that you do get credit for it if you get it early on after a DMV hearing, and if the court case is still going on, they will give you credit for having it on as long as you went through the proper procedures to get the ignition interlock device license from DMV. On a first offense DUI, if, say, you lose a DMV hearing or don't request it and go and get the interlock so you can keep driving because you got suspended, and then many months later or a year or more later you get convicted of the DUI, you don't get credit for having that interlock on your car. So it's really important to have a lawyer who can walk you through this stuff to make sure that you have the best chance of the minimum penalty for these types of things. Because this stuff, it's time consuming, it's expensive, and we don't want you to have to spend more money than you need to with these companies that do the interlock devices and all of that kind of stuff.